Hey Kia, how was it being married to me?
It's alright.
Just alright?
I don't really want to say.
On a scale of like 1 to 10. Like, what would you put being married to me at?
I only married to one person, so I don't really know what being married feel like.
Can you just entertain a question? Like, how do you feel?
Like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's high. I wonder if like people who are married say like, I would do this with you all. Would you do this with me all over again?
Yeah, I mean, I like a challenge. I'm not against that. It's just, I think, I always said this, like, nothing's gonna be perfect, and it's not gonna be a 10 out of 10 because that shit would be boring as fuck if it was 10 out of 10.
Would it be like a 10 out of 10, like phenomenal, like sparks flying every time I see you? You know, I'm damn near floating like the cartoon
cool.
that smell of pie.
I mean, that's cool. I guess.
Does that exist? Like in normal people land. Like, I think rich people probably feel that way.
I don't think
all the
so.
time.
I don't think, but hell no. I think they way worse off than we are.
I think LeBron and his wife probably like they probably be floating to one another.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so.
But a 6 though? Shit, I gotta. If you give me a 6, I can't give you a 6. Yo, I gotta go down at least 5.5.
What was you gonna give me if I didn't say nothing?
Can't use that now because you already done put your.
I mean, like, really? Like, how can you base your answer off of me? Like, you're not even being truthful. You can basically say I'm better than you. Yeah.
It is what it is.
So if it's a 10 out of 10, you should just say that. Say it.
Well, I don't know why you yelling at me, cuz.
If it's a 10 out of 10, say it.
You ain't gonna give me a 6, and I'm gonna give you, me with you like a 10.
You didn't even ask what the 6 was. Why it's a 6, did you?
Why is it a 6?
Do you even want to know? Because I had to tell you to ask me.
I mean, the number just threw me out, took me back so much. I was like, it don't fucking matter. Shit.
Oh.
Like, why would I need to know why I'm a 6? If I'm a 6, shit, it ain't going up from there.
We mean it might go up from there.
How was it like? We've been married for what? 4 years? 5 years?
Almost 5 years.
And now I'm a 6?
I mean, what was the question again? Make sure I'm putting it on the right scale. What was the question again? How would I rank our marriage, right?
Nah.
See? What was the question?
Like, do you even listen to me when I talk?
Why you?
Like, I'm asking, or do you listen to me when I talk?
You know, memory loss runs in my family. So, like, don't talk. Like, just answer the damn question.
I said, how would you rate being married to me?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 6. That's what you said. Oh, wait. Asshole.
You know why I say 6 though, for real?
Nah, I don't know why you said 6. Please explain.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn, do you want to know or not? So basically, we, like you said, we have only been married for 5 years, or almost 5 years, and 2 of those years we didn't even live together. And I just think there's still so much more we can learn about one another for someone who's going to spend their lifetime together. And I do think we got some kinks and things that we can figure out or make better or learn more about each other. But like, I think 6 is a strong, sturdy number and like an honest number. I think when people say stuff like that, oh, 9 out of 10 because 10 sounds too perfect, but you're my favorite person ever. But keep it at 100, like, you don't even like me like that sometimes. And I don't even be liking you like that sometimes. So like, let's just keep it real. A 6 is a strong number.
Could have said you gonna say like 7.5, 8 though.
That's the numbers you give people when you be like, oh, how do you look? No one says not a 10 out of 10 because most times people don't look at 10 out of 10. They be like, yo, like a 7. No, this is me being honest and truthful. So you mean to tell me you would marry me again? Yeah. I truly feel like you are my person. Like, I don't.
A whole 6.
I don't think I would marry anybody else. Just to keep it real. I mean, it's easier not to be married.
Is it? You think it's more relaxing?
Being married?
Nah, being single.
So when I say being single, I'm thinking about like, I think the dating part probably could be frustrating, and then like, I mean, I like dating, but I'm sure it can get old. But like,
so if you could just date me, that would be perfect, and not be married.
Well, that wouldn't quite work if I wanted to have a family.
I mean, like common law marriage, you know, people do it all the time.
No, that wouldn't work for me. And I mean, like the way we,
work for me.
I can't explain that, but like, if we was to have had a child or like the things that we're doing now, being married, I had to be married for it to happen. For us just to have you'd be my baby daddy. I mean, I think you've been a great baby daddy. But I would not have. I don't see myself giving myself as much as I have, or I feel like I could be very flexible sometimes and just like, because you're in a marriage, you try to watch some of the things you say and be understanding. You got to care about other people's feelings.
So you wouldn't be that way if we were dating?
I don't think I would be
because I remember
easy
you
to it.
I remember you dating and you were very appeasing to me.
I don't think I would be that easy to, not over a long period of time. I think I would.
Think you would
I think the marriage really, because it's a commitment in that way, it makes me think twice about what I say and what I do and how I do it.
You know, so like you didn't ask me why 5.5.
Okay, because I was still explaining my 6. Like,
no, I got your 6 now. Like, I don't like it, but it is what it is. I don't have to like everything that you say.
So why?
Because I don't like everything that you say.
Okay.
You know, like.
You don't like 90% of the things I say. You don't like what I say them because I'm cutting you off right now and you get frustrated by it.
Go
ahead.
Would I marry you all over again, though?
Would you?
I don't know.
Why?
Cause now I know what marriage is like, and I'm like, it's cool. But to do it again, I'd be like, for what? Like, I already did it once. I don't need to do it no more. I wouldn't. Like you say, if me and you got a divorce or whatever, you wouldn't marry nobody. Well, if me and you got a divorce, I definitely wouldn't marry you all over again. I'm gonna stay single.
But see, that's not how I answer that question
I know.
either.
I answer it
because
differently.
yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would we get divorced and then get married again?
You know how some people like.
That's crazy as fuck. That's not even how. When I say get married, no, I would not marry you again if we got divorced. But if you were saying like, if I had an opportunity to take a step back and be unmarried to you, would I have done it again? That's how I took that question.
That's probably more or less how I phrased it.
Exactly.
But I took it a different direction. Because if I had to take a step back and be married to you all over again, I probably...
You wouldn't do it?
Wouldn't do it. Nope.
You only married me because you were going overseas.
I married you because you wanted to be married.
No, I said I had to be married before I be out here risking it all to some nigga.
Therefore, you wanted to be married.
But you didn't want to be married. That shit crazy. We got problems.
No.
We do got problems.
How's it a problem?
Because.
But
like you basically don't even want to be married. You just here because.
Because I love you?
I don't think I like it. People love ain't got nothing to do with it.
What you mean? It had everything to do with why I married you. You
not marry me just because you love me.
Then what was it then?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I just told you. Just because I didn't want to subject myself to this thing people call holy matrimony. No. Like I don't see the purpose in being married. Like I don't like what people have to give up and all the the legalities to it. I don't like that.
So do you feel like the concept of marriage has stood the same idea with our marriage? Whatever concept of marriage you believe marriage was, do you think that is consistent for our marriage?
Yeah. Like if I had to just say marry you all over again, I wouldn't. But if you say, would I be with you all over again? Absolutely. Yeah, because I don't.
That don't work for me.
I understand it don't work for you. And hopefully we ain't got to go through that then. And hopefully there ain't no, well, this didn't work out, y'all. Married and Unfiltered is over. This didn't work for her. I
don't like when you say that though. Because it sounds like you just gave in. And as we talk about it, I hate the fact that I was okay with you not wanting to be married and getting married. I was just like, all right. I hate that I feel that way.
To me, that's so crazy.
Why?
Because, like, the way I look at it is, I wanted to make you happy. I wanted to keep you in my life. I wanted to be with you forever. Like, I just don't like the concept of marriage. So that's my only issue. I don't like that when you marry somebody, like, the whole, like, your credit, your life, your everything is now linked to this other person.
But think about it. If we weren't like that, we wouldn't be what we are today. And you know that. Like,
what do you mean?
Just the things we have, the
the
life we're living, the family we have, our comfortable. Like,
I understand what you're saying, because that I can't see it that way. Because for me, I've seen people be boyfriend and girlfriend for years and have everything we have.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
But that's the point.
Yeah, my point is, I wouldn't have given in to that. I would have been like, I mean, we might have lived together or whatever the case may be, but like, I wouldn't just up and move where you're at without, maybe I'll try to see if we can get in the same place, but that's not priority for me. Like, that's priority. Like, right now, or before I took the new job, where it was like this up in the air thing of, I have to stay here because my husband's here, that I would have left. I mean, I hope we've been together, but like, because we're married, I feel this obligation that, hey, I need to do what's right by this marriage. And
that's what I wanted. I wanted you to feel that way. I didn't want you to be like, well, he ain't put a ring on this, so sorry guys, see you later. Like, no, I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, you wanted it. And so, in order for me to get what I wanted, I had to get you what you wanted. Sound like maybe a quid pro quo, but it sounds like a good business move.
I don't like it. It just sounds like you were coerced in getting married. Like,
but I didn't have to make the decision at all. I didn't have to do anything.
I feel like I was coerced in getting married.
You could have definitely said no. I wasn't like, if you don't do this, like no. It was a question.
The coerced into this marriage.
You said this shit in front of my whole family, so now I gotta say yes. Like, nah. You don't even get down that way. Can't nobody force you to make you do nothing you don't want to do.
I mean, I wanted to, but I hate that I accepted the fact that your concept of marriage and my concept of marriage essentially is just not the same thing. And I was okay with that, but I didn't give it time enough to be like, to think more about this marriage thing. It was just like, you want to get married? Oh, what the hell? Okay. And then we got married instead of like really thinking about the piece of, okay, you I'm gonna say you don't believe in marriage, but you don't like the idea of marriage, but I truly believe in it. But understanding your point of view and my point of view, and I don't think we've ever clearly understood. You can say it a million times and I can say it a million times, but I think that we never really got to like the nitty-gritty of it out.
I thought we did. I was perfectly
I wasn't.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I don't deny it. I don't think there's anything wrong.
Well, I don't understand where you're coming from, man. I don't understand why you don't agree with marriage. I mean, maybe the concept of not, necessarily knowing and growing up, but I don't get it. I don't understand why you were so against it. And then when you were so against it, why you asked me to marry you, and you just asked me to marry you so I could be happy? Like, that's crazy.
But to me, the fact that you can't accept my feelings about it is crazy. It's like the fact that I could be like, I understand what you're saying. I understand how you feel. And I'm not against it.
It's like I forced you into this marriage.
I'm looking at you straight in the eye.
It was like I forced you into being married.
I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm telling you, no, you didn't force me to do shit. I wanted you. Like, how, I don't even, if someone tells me that they want me, and they go, and they take the steps to prove it, I don't know how you cannot understand, regardless to what I may personally feel about marriage, I don't know how you can now take my personal feeling about the institution of marriage and say that I don't.
Cause that shit crazy.
It's just an opposing opinion. That's it. It's all it is. It's an opposing opinion.
It just feels like if that's your opposing opinion, that you just settled in some way with being married or getting married. You settle with me. That's where my head's going with it all.
Then that means I would have settled with anybody, right? I could have settled before you if that's the case.
You could have, but you didn't. Because
I didn't want them. The stars didn't align for me to be with them. Mm-hmm. You were the one I chose. You were the first person I ever asked, and shall be the last.
Because you said you're not going to remarry me again.
I'm not going to remarry you or anybody else. And I'm hoping you ain't going to try. You ain't forcing me to. So, all that shit you were saying. Do you love me or not? Yeah, girl. I love you. I love you forever.
I know you love me. It's just the fact how you feel about marriage is what bothers
me.
And
so you know what you say? You said accept. I didn't. You're upset that you accepted.
I'm not upset. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you said you're upset that you accepted the fact that I have these feelings about marriage. Are you saying that if you didn't accept it before, you would have said nah, because me and you don't got the same ideas and views when it comes to marriage? I just
felt like you settled, and I think that's what bothers me more so than anything. Like, it's just this feeling in me that feels like you say you don't agree with the concept of marriage, but then you met me and now you're doing it for me. So I think that part is just what I feel unsettled by, and that I never really questioned it. I didn't question it at all. I was just like, okay.
Because
I was excited, and that's what.
Oh, just excited about the concept of getting married, but not excited.
I was excited that somebody wanted to marry me, and I think that's what I don't like. Because for the fact that somebody didn't want to be married, and then all of a sudden, yep. It's just that I
don't understand. I don't get it. Like,
it's okay.
I settled. I hate that you see it that way, because I don't see it as me settling. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Is it me settling that I'm concerned with? That the person who didn't want to be married, all of a sudden he says that he wants to be married, and I just say yes, all willy-nilly, and go get married in a month?
Do you feel like you settled? Like, cause I promise you, if you still feel like you settled, if you still feel like this was just a nigga trying to keep you, like, not too long ago you just said I was your person. So I'm kind of like, huh? You settled, but you settled with your person? I'm lost.
I don't know. I think it's another day. I gotta do some work shit real quick.
Okay. What time is it?
15 minutes past 4.
All right. I guess I get ready to pick up our daughter. I settled to make a baby with you and everything. I settled on this goddamn house. I settled on them cars outside. I just settled. Can't believe you.
You can't believe me?
I can't. I think that one gonna kind of bother me, yo. That one kind of bother me.
So that's like how we have a real conversation, though. How that went. I don't want to bother you. I just.
Yeah, that one kind of got me like, are you serious? Like, I hope you really take a hard like you take some time and really think about that one very, very, very hard to help articulate what you're trying to say to me better with that one. Because I feel like I'm missing something, or you're not saying it.
I don't know, maybe I'm not
fully.
saying it right.
I think something is kind of missing in that one. And it got me feeling a certain kind of way.
So I'm not saying, I think the fact that you didn't care for the idea of marriage, and maybe it's just this concept of me just being all willy-nilly with it. It just, like, right after you said, do you want to get married? And I'm just like, yay. And I think maybe I'm subtle with myself for not I didn't question it at all. I think I asked one thing and I said, are you just getting married because you're going to Germany? But I don't think I took the time for myself to investigate more and understand where did your feelings change.
But you do realize that that's not the case, right? Germany is like black dude heaven. You don't get married before you go there. Like, that's not what you do.
I realized that wasn't the case about going to Germany. But I think the reservation or the issue I had with myself was that I didn't probe enough, and I was just okay with saying yes without understanding more on your side.
Okay. All right. I mean, like I said, I know guys that go to Germany don't ever want to come back, and I wanted to come back to you.
I understand.
Yo crazy ass. It just told me I settled. If I settled, god damn.
I mean, settle with something great.
I'm just saying though, like if I settle, that's like, girl. I can't even see. Maybe you settled. I think that was you settled for me.
No, I don't feel like
you took a downgrade. And you settled for me.
I ain't downgrade, just that. But,
oh, okay. Well, then I can't see how neither one of us settled then.
When I'm saying settle, I didn't take. That's not gonna come out right.
Were you were just so excited about being married that you didn't think about? I think
that's the problem. I think I'm so excited about somebody wanting to marry me. I didn't give myself the time to say,
you can't say, do our views on marriage align?
No, it's not do our views on marriage. Like, is this right for us? Is this the right move for us? Because I was so excited about you proposing to me. I don't think I got past I didn't question or I didn't think. I just reacted quickly. And maybe it's the quickness that I bother in myself and not taking more time. But maybe I just felt like he was right and just was like, okay, let's do it. But I think as I step back, sometimes I'm like, why didn't I say more? Why didn't we talk more about it? Because we didn't talk much about it. It was really like, I remember laying across my bed when I was in Chicago and you asked me, I'm gonna ask you a serious question. You know you always be playing. He was like, will you want to marry me? And I'm like, what? And I jumped up and sat up straight. And I'm like, huh? and I asked about the Germany thing. And then we just talked. I'm like, yeah, I'll marry you. But maybe it's just, you know what? As I'm talking through this, maybe it's not necessarily that we got married. Maybe it was the action of how it happened. Like, I think you didn't, the engagement part, but maybe that's not how I was expecting it to occur.
Okay.
But
it wasn't it wasn't the marriage that it wasn't how you envisioned how you would get married or something.
No, well, the way it happened, because for someone who said they were interested in marriage, that was honestly not something that we talked about, but that wasn't something that I was even thinking about. So I don't think I had the time to
ask yourself if that's something that do you want to be married?
To take it all in. Because, like, top level, yes, I wanted to be married, period. I didn't know you were going to be the person I was going to marry, because you were the person who didn't agree with marriage. You were the person who, I told you were going to be my baby daddy. Like, I did not see that.
I understand. So you felt like you said yes too quickly. at the end of the day?
I just think I reacted too quickly. I think that's where I'm more concerned. I guess if I say frustrated with myself that I didn't take the time to make sure that is what I wanted. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I'm happy and I'm happily married is what I want. But in that moment, I reacted. And I think most women react and they don't think about it. And a lot of times they be in bad situations.
So basically, you just happy that your quick reaction worked out well.
My knee-jerk situation did work out well, but I think if I think about other people reacting, it probably isn't as.
So you just feel bad that you made a good decision without taking your normal rational process and making it?
I'm mad that I didn't take a rational. That's it. I'm mad at myself or frustrated with myself that I didn't do my normal rational thought process in making that decision. Because you know how long it take for me to make decisions and shit.
Well, I just kind of thought because you knew this was the right decision that it was a no-brainer.
But it wasn't a key. It was like, it didn't go through the filter of my brain. It just was like.
So what you gonna say? Hey, babe, you want to get married? Give me about 2 weeks and I'll get back to you on that.
So let me think about it. Let me sit on that shit real quick.
By the time your hand would have answered me, I would have been like, the fuck you talking about? I never said that shit.
let me sit on it real quick.
You know, I'm in the moment type person.
And like, not trying to be funny, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, your in the moment actions kind of scare me a little bit sometimes. Like in that case, because I'm like, is that really what you want to do? Because you are this. Impulsive is not the word, but you just like, right now, let's do it. Come on. And that's not me. And you doing it, it's like, damn, is he just doing this because that's like, does he really want to do this? Like,
everything I do, I really want to do. I don't never do nothing I don't want to do.
That ain't true.
What you mean? I wanted to marry you.
I ain't gonna marry you.
Oh, you talking about other stuff?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got what you have to do and what you want to do. But nah, man. You know, I always wanted to do this with you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like out of all the women that I dated or was even remotely serious in, that, you know, this is basically with hindsight. If it wasn't you, I don't see it really working out very well.
Anyone else?
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Probably would have had some good moments, but not. I think I would have had a divorce on my hands. I think if me and you get a divorce, it'll just be because, you know, you want to see if I'm actually remarry you again or some shit. You'd be like, challenge, game on, you know, challenge accepted.
Game on, nigga.
Yeah, type person you is.
I hear you, man.
You feel better?
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Okay.
Crazy that we recorded this shit, but it was a good talk. Cause I always kind of felt like, damn, did I just be like, yes, just because if I in this need that I feel like I had to get married, but was he the right person to get married to? But you were. I think I'm just frustrated that I didn't give myself that time to think about it. And tons of people do that and they do a knee-jerk reaction and it ain't right.
Yeah, I think. And
I mean, there's, as I said, we definitely a 6 out of 10, and we got some opportunity to work on us in our marriage. And
definitely 5.5 out of 10. Well, and I think we definitely got some opportunities too.
I didn't even say you, or I didn't say specific. I said we.
I said you.
And I said we. Mm-hmm. So
maybe that's where we could be better. Our marriage is to your 6 out of 10. Girl, please. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. You know, you should ask some other people that question.
My marriage is?
Yeah. Where your marriage? Where y'all at? Where you think you at? On the scale of 1 to 10.
I'd probably laugh because I'm pretty sure everybody gonna say above 6 and I know damn what that
I'll be like, oh, for real, huh? so you say y'all are 12? Y'all through the roof, huh? Well, damn.
I mean, but there's definitely things like, I still think I
ain't mad at you.
I don't think I speak my mind all the time. And I don't think you do either at times for a relationship, just to keep things.
You have to. I don't think anyone should speak their mind all the time because I think there's a proper time and place for everything. And sometimes it's better just to shelf that one for a later date.
And I can understand that. It's sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Not all the time. Not all the time you gotta let that shit fly. But sometimes you gotta know when to just.
But I think both of us being that way, we I think it just made me think like, man, am I just being too easy? Do I just let get away and I don't push back? But I'm sure you do the same thing and think the same way sometimes about that. But and there's things we accept, and I'm like, am I just accepting things because it's easier to accept, and will it bother me in the long run, or should it something I bring up? And I'll be trying to figure out like, when should I bring up like those feelings that I'm like, okay, I think this really does bother me.
But I guess I think the way you present things to me it's before you should like just shotgun me with like new random bits of information that I didn't know was coming, So the communication piece I feel like is gotten a whole lot better. And how you present your emotions to me, because that's a foreign concept for me. So you've learned how to communicate that. Like, how someone else communicates their emotions to their significant other gonna be totally different because they ain't me. And you've learned how to talk to me, and I feel like I've gotten better at acknowledging when there's an issue. Or identifying when there's an issue. And sometimes meeting you at the same point you have an issue. So, I don't know. I think, we got room to build, but hell, I think,
we do it all.
If we're going to be a 6, we're a strong 6.
But it's a solid 6.
I don't know. You say 6.
That sounds so baggy, but I
can't help but to equate 6 to looks, and then it's like, if someone say, yeah, you're a good-looking 6, I'm like. 6,
I also believe when you go on the scale, but listen, when you're looking at the scale, you have to be honest with the scale, and when you're not being honest, it's basically those bonus points you get in school where you get the credit but really don't mean shit. I don't want to just give you credit because it helps you pass. I want us to be able to close that gap of what is where those issues are, and recognize that it's not perfect, and we both have work to do to be able to make the relationship great.
Texas,
so that's why
in Texas, 60%, that's felony.
This is a felony for us too. But think about the graded scale kind of trash, because if you think about it, basically from a 0 to a fucking 60 you're failing. That's 60%, but the other 40% you passing, that shit ain't even equal. It ain't even 50-50. If you look at it from a 100% scale and you break it to 50, I ain't saying it was a 5. It's above average.
Good point.
Oh! I never get good points. Did you really agree with that? Did you really think that was a good point?
Now you need validation.
I do need validation. Do you really
think? Don't just say it to make me feel good.
You're fucking with me.
That's the part I'm not gonna answer. All right, let me go pick up our daughter.
I'm actually gonna go with you.
Oh, okay. Guess I'm gonna stop recording this bonus footage of Married and Unfiltered. This is Married Unfiltered filtered. Unfiltered.
These are the conversations we have when we be trying to do the Married and Unfiltered conversations, but stop. This is when we talk.